which you are going to teach this idea. But in methodology, you have to be very careful that you have to mention the place in which you are going to you did your data collection. Okay, so at the same time, you have to say on which criteria you have selected that, like sampling and the definition, operational definition. Okay, it's a technical term. Operational definition is a technical term. How you define the respondent. But whenever you write a methodology, you have to be very careful that it should be understandable to anyone in the academic world to understand. Okay, so you have to use the very simple terminology and you have to use very simple like center it will be counted. Okay, counted in the sense they will be very minute in doing the review process. Okay. So what I am suggesting is that you can write the methodology within 500 words. Okay, so 500 words in the sense you have to cover the area in which you are going to study. Area means field. Suppose for example, in Tamil Nadu, if you have selected some districts, then why and how many samples and how you have selected. For example, if it is a qualitative, then you can mention it is a snowball technique or it is a purposive sampling. There is no need to give a very long explanation for why you have selected this sampling, but you have to give a very brief. So introduction or brief about why you have chosen that. Okay, like in one sentence you have to do that. So after that, how you have collected the data. Okay, now you have selected, you have defined your respondents. Now you have defined your place and how you are going to collect the data. Whether you have going to do the ethnographic study or you are going to collect data from interview in the interview. So you can write like this. So I'm just telling it for qualitative. Okay, then you have to mention how you have transcribed because when we do qualitative study, it will be basically it will be narratives. So it can be on the mother tongue or any language. But at the end of the day, we are going to write this article in English. Okay, so whether we have transcribed that if the interview is conducted in Tamil or Hindi, or whether we are going to do we have transcribed that we have made, then we have analyzed this. So these are the aspects that we have to cover when it comes to quantitative methodology. Okay, so when it comes to quantitative methodology, then it will be more technical. Okay, so suppose you can say how we have selected the sample, how we have selected the sample size, and how we have collected the data. The same thing, but in quantitative, it will be more technical. Suppose if we have used the formula to select the population or if you like the sample size, then we have to mention. Okay, so It's not that you have to put only one respondent data. You can put multiple respondents data like that. Okay, so the language is very important, and you have to be very careful that you cover all the domains. Okay, suppose for example, when you are studying about the students, okay, domain is the geographical data. Okay, so when you are just doing something on research on student migration or students, what is more important is that you have to give a profile. Okay, why I am saying is that you are going to publish this article in a Scopus because when you have a Scopus index journal, it's going to be reach outside India also. So people, those who are residing or scholars outside India, they may not know about the scenario of India. Okay? So we have to give a brief introduction or brief profile about the respondents whom we are going to cover, whom we are talking in the research paper. Okay, so that has to be from your data owner. Okay, we should not quote the secondary data for the lead profile. So we have to take the lead profile and we have to give a introduction about that from your data itself, primary data itself. Okay. So another term is that you have to be very careful when you select terms. Okay, terms in the sense, see, for example, caste or caste system prevails in India. Okay, but when you go outside India, people does not know about majority of the people does not know about in academic world. They may not be knowing about the caste. Okay, so these are the aspects that we have to be very careful when you are writing the findings. Okay, suppose in case if your findings are touching the past aspect, for example, then we have to give a small introduction in the initial in the introduction part that why caste is very important and at the same time how you can include a footnote. Okay, what is a caste and we have to give a proper referencing for that. Okay, so you can, why I'm saying that in findings, it will not be looking very easy or it will not be very convenient for a reader to cross-check what is a caste or what is community in their context. So we have to be very careful in which term we are going to write. So language is very important and it has to be in a very formal tone. And when we are selecting the terms like when for something like caste, equality, inequality, what you are going to say about it. So this should be also very important. Uh, and the second thing is that the third thing is that how you how you are going to link. Okay, link in the sense, first of all, you have the profile demographic or the socioeconomic profile, and how you are going to link your main data. Okay, core data core data or the data which are relevant to your research question. How you are going to move. Okay, so when you complete that profile, socioeconomic profile, that you have to give a link. So here after this, you are going to write you are going to listen the data on these aspects. Okay, so sometimes it is always advisable to give a subheading so that the reader can understand. Okay, in this subheading they are going to give a your findings of this particular relevance. Okay, so in some cases, they may be asking to give an introduction about the data. Okay, from your data itself. Okay, what you are going to present. And at the end of the data, you have to give a conclusion. Conclusion is not that literal conclusion. It's what we have derived. Okay, so it depends. Okay, so like that, you have to write the findings in a very connected way and it has to be very logic. That is very important. That we always miss in while writing the findings. Okay, people always say that we have to be very logical in discussion. No, it's not like that. It has to be very logical when you write your findings also. Okay, so it has to be very clear and it has to be very simple, simple terms, or simple terms in the sense we have to use very simple wordings so that anybody who is reading can understand. Okay. The next aspect is discussion. This part is also very important because this part is completely relevant to that previous part. Previous part is that findings. Why I am saying that is that discussion is a combination of your research findings and is the existing research. Okay, this is existing literature in your research or body of knowledge in your research. Okay, so what we have to keep in our mind while writing a discussion, it should be an argument. Okay, it can be critical, but it should not be biased. Okay, biased in the sense, suppose suppose for example, we should not be giving one viewpoint throughout the discussion. Okay, that will be biased. Okay, so you have to show the both emotions or both the side of the coin. Okay, that is very important. And also, in some cases, the researcher may ask, okay, so some findings of our data is very relevant to the previous findings. Okay, so whether does it adds to the existing knowledge or how? Yes, it also adds to the existing knowledge. So how you are going to present that data is data discussion is very important. Suppose if your findings are similar with the other findings, the existing research, then we can definitely say that, see, these are the findings which are found in my research, and the same thing is also happened with the previous research. So we should not shy away in saying that, okay, because there are some results or findings which will be very constant and consistent. Okay, so but at the same time, how you are going to present the new findings. Okay, so new findings you cannot contradict with deviate from your research findings. Okay, so for example, suppose if you say the country is giving a psychological problem to the family, and if you are saying that it can be supported or the family can be coped by the existing family. So you can say that. See, this research has showed there is a psychological problem in the family in which migrants are going out. But my research also found there is a psychological problem, and at the same time, how they are going. But at the same time, I have also found what can be the coping mechanism for that. Okay, so like that, you can merge. Okay, to merge the findings with the existing body of literature. Okay, so at the same time, we have to again check whether we are covering all the findings in our discussion. Okay, so the discussion part is a mixture of your findings. At the same time, it's a mixture, and you are mixing with the existing knowledge. So now we can now a doubt may ask, you're talking about the literature. How far, how old we can? Okay, so I suggest there is no any year limit or anything. So whichever is relevant, you can take and you can quote. Okay, so at the same time, whenever you justify or when you have an argument with more than two references, because it adds the mistake that suppose we are keeping a reference, we used to keep only one reference for a particular statement or particular data. But we have to be very sure that we are just quoting various sources which are having the same kind of findings or the same kind of differences. Okay, so the article can be critical and it should be very balanced. That's what I said. So it can be of new findings and it should not be unbiased. So so the thing is that what I am trying to say very precisely is that how this findings and how this paper is located in the existing body of knowledge, that is very important. So that is the crux of discussion. How existing body of knowledge is located, existing that is the literature review, how it is located, how the new findings is located in the existing body of knowledge. So finally, usually we don't, at the end, we usually write conclusion or conclusion. But when you come to uh, Scopus journal or like that, they don't like to present us recommendations. Okay, recommendations like usually we have a type of rating that after that we should always give a recommendation for our research finding or policy. So this all depends on what data or what research you are doing. Okay, so it's not that very necessary that we have to give recommendations to all the research paper or all the articles you are going to write. So my suggestion is that it's not you should not my suggestion is that don't give recommendation. Instead of that, you can conclude. Okay, you can conclude the article by just summarizing what you have done before. Before, in the sense, what has been represented in the article. In the introduction, what you have said in methodology, what and the findings and discussion, what your research has found. Okay, so it's a slide of repetition, but in different words. You are just concluding. Okay, so you can give a conclusion and you can write. Okay, so these are the aspects that a research paper should have, normally it should have. Okay, so now I would like to show some of my articles. Okay, how we have to do. Okay, see, before that, I would like to add one more thing. The most important thing is that selecting a journal. Okay, so some researchers they used to write then they go for selecting a journal. Okay, that is also okay. But in some places, people initially they will do some research like which journal they can publish before starting. Okay, so that is also a process involved in publication. Okay, so what we can do is that both ways are okay. Like after writing the article, you can also choose a journal, or before that, you can select a list of journals. Okay, I always suggest that you better have a list of journals, or you have a list of priority, like journal you have to submit your papers. Okay, so after that, you can start writing. So that you will have a clear idea. Why I am saying that is that when you select a journal, then in that journal there will be a small section or name and scope of journal. Okay. So in that they will be clearly mentioned what they are expecting as a manuscript. Okay, in which areas they are expecting the manuscript, from which region they are expecting the manuscript. So for that we can get an idea before selecting the journals. Okay, so this nothing is wrong. You can write a article, then you can select, and after writing and after selecting the journal also, you can select the article. So there is really nothing wrong in that. But how you are going to select? Okay, how you are going to select is very important in the sense whether you are going to select based on the discipline. Okay, discipline in the sense economic is a discipline, anthropology is a discipline, sociology is a discipline. Okay, so whether you are going to select the journals based on the research interest or research area. Okay, sociology or disciplines. Okay, migration is a research area. Okay, elderly is a research area. Okay, this gender is a research area. So, like that, also up to you how you have to select the journal. But I always suggest is that you can select uh, on area of interest or subject area, right? For migration studies, there are many journals on migration studies, or there are like journals on women studies, or women issues, or gender studies. So, area of interest, okay, research area or research area. I prefer research area because it is little competitive. It can be accommodated, okay, because most importantly, it is multidisciplinary. Okay, suppose in if your area of interest is migration studies, then we can people from sociology can study about migration. migration, and people from economics can also study about migration. People from geography can also study about migration. So people from different discipline can submit their manuscript based on the subject area. Okay, so like that. When it is an elderly journal, you can also submit your paper like that. So you can keep these three things in your mind. Whom you are going to research, the people. Like suppose if they are migrants, then there are people whom you are going to research or you have researched, and elderly is people gender or also a person. Okay, so the place. Okay, place in the sense in which place. There are some journals which are very particularly focused on region. Okay, there is because for one there is one there is there is one uh, there is one journal which is very particularly involved in Asia Pacific Migration Journal. It means that they are focusing mainly on research from Asia and Pacific. So if you go, so they are clearly mentioning that the regional aspects. Okay, so I think somebody has asked me to share some of my articles. So I will share. So now it can be little practical, so that it will be little interesting for viewers. So I'm sharing my screen. Can you see my chat box so that I can answer when sharing the screen? Actually, I would like to show this article. Actually, the journal name is Asian Women. Okay, uh, I hope actually this is the manuscript. Actually, this is the manuscript I submitted initially. Okay, so what I am trying to say is that how I selected the journal, because it is a journal name is Asian Women. It has more than one impact factor. It is listed in Scopus and it is also listed in SSCI. So how I selected the journal? Okay, so for that I am just giving an example. Okay, so this article is about uh, female domestic workers. So it has a women aspect. Okay, so at the same time, it has another one aspect is that India. Okay, India is a part of Asian region. Okay, so based on that, I selected this journal called Asian Women. Okay, before submitting to this journal, I have also submitted this article to another journal called Journal of Human Trafficking. Okay, because that was more appropriate for my article, but unfortunately, my article was rejected. But it was not a just rejection; it went to peer review, and they gave some comments and they rejected it. So then after that, I just made some corrections based on the comments given by the reviewers in that previous journal. So I made some revisions and I just submitted and I just selected this journal because I feel it would be more appropriate because it talks about the female aspects of human trafficking and it also covers uh, Asia. So I thought, okay, it would be appropriate. So I just selected this journal. This is the first version. I can say this is the first version of the article. Okay, so you can see this journal has a particular format. As I said, they want this introduction, and this is a conceptual framework which is there, and data methodology and sources, which are the title which the journal itself has given that it should be like that because they follow the independently. Okay, this findings and discussion. See, in this journal, they are appreciating this. You can work the findings with your discussion. Okay, but it depends on the journal because in most of the journals they would like to have findings and discussion separately. So here is this is a qualitative paper. I have to, I will show the methodology in my article which is published. This is a first version. So this is a qualitative paper. So I will show the methodology. So one more thing, this journal they don't have wording. Okay, so you can write, you can elaborate the methodology. I think they have like 10,000 words, so it is very spacious. So I have elaborated this methodology, how we have to present our methodology like that. So this is the way. Actually, you can see this. No? The sample size of this paper is that only 8 female members. Okay. And we have interviewed sample, we have interviewed other stakeholders also. So the next thing is that this is the article which I submitted. So I would like to show you the report. Actually, what they commented. Actually, this is the first report. Okay. So actually, this is a joint paper with my professor. So this is the first decision. So the first decision is that the result is reuse required. Right. See, when we come to analyzing or when we see the review report, we have to be very careful what the viewer or what the editor is seeing. Because the review will be sent to the editor and the editor will take the final decision. So in this case of this article, what is the process is that they are asked for re-review, okay, by giving the comments below. Okay. So I will show the comments. Quickly go through the comments. Okay. So these are the comments given by the reviewer one. Okay. I hope everybody can follow this. I'm going a little quick. So these are the comments given by the reviewers, like one, two, reviewer one. Okay. In some journal they send it for two, three reviewers, and in some journal they will even send it for five. In some journal they will even send it for seven. Okay. So it all depends on the policy journal. So these are the questions they are asked the reviewer. So this is the comments given by the reviewer two. So there are a lot of comments. This is reviewer three. Reviewer three is that it's a page-wise comments. So that is reviewer number. So they will give enough time for us to revise our transcript. So what I suggest is that we have to be very careful in the comments which are given by the reviewers. Okay. So for example, I will show how I have addressed the comments. Okay. I will show one by one so that we can get an idea. So one more important thing is that we cannot incorporate whatever the reviewers are saying. Okay, because some reviewers will be very particular about this. We have to change some comments. Reviewers' comments may be little deviating, so we can disagree. But how we are going to disagree? So I will give an example. Like that, we can write like this. While we are appreciate the views, we can be respectfully disagree. Because what happens is that, as I said initially, so in a research paper, the reviewer might wants us to cover a lot of issues which is not very relevant to our research questions. So in that aspect, we can deny or we can say politely. We have to, whenever we say something to the reviewer comments, we have to say it very politely in a way that they try to understand our point of view. Okay. So, see, because the reviewer will see the paper from his perspective, his or her perspective. Okay. So they will not see from our perspective. But when we receive the reviewer's comment, we have to be very careful how we are responding to that. So there are a few comments which I could not able to remember, but if there the sense it is not very relevant. So I just made that we appreciate that the main emphasize is that. So there are some issues we can also accept. We should not be very rigid with the reviewers comment also. Okay. So for example, for reviewer 2 has given me a comment. This is the comment given by the reviewer 2. Okay, existing viewer, active result. So this is a good suggestion by the reviewer. So I incorporated that. Okay. So like that we can have a check and balance. Okay. Sometimes we can accept, sometimes we may not be able to accept it. So we have to be very careful in addressing that. Okay. Then after making all these corrections, okay, this is the I made the corrections in the article, and I have also responded to the reviewer in a separate file. Okay. Then after that, they will send it for a re-review. Okay. So now I will show the re-reviewer's decision. Okay. So this is the decision after the re-review. Okay. So we have to inform revisions. Okay. So in re-review also there are some recommendations or some suggestions. Okay. So we have to understand one thing very carefully in this paragraph. We are happy to inform that re-review result is publishable with revision. The next sentence is very important. We recommend that you revise the manuscript reflecting the reviewer's comments. It means that the editor wants us to make all the changes as per the comments given by the reviewer. Okay, so in this type, we should not be very rigid. Like we will not make this suggestion because it's. But at the same time, we have to try to infer or we have to make the revisions which is whichever is possible. Because at the end of the day, our aim is to publish. Okay, so when we get an opportunity, we have to grab and we have to do maximum what we can do. Okay, so show us comments which these are very minor comments. So these are the things which I inquired, and finally the paper got published. Okay, so I will show the published paper.
Should I excuse me, sir?
Yeah.
So this is the published article in Scopus Index Journal.
Yeah. This journal is in Scopus, so I will show it if you want to see. Or I will go to the Scopus. So here you can see, no, the Asian woman is indexed and abstracted in SSCA and Scopus. Can you see? Even if you go to that Scopus website, you can see and find. Here is there. So this is a journal indexed in Scopus. Okay. So actually, I will show. Shall I take the question? Actually, somebody has asked like how to identify a particular journal is UGC approved or Scopus. Actually, first I will focus on Scopus. What I can say is that you can go to this website. Okay, I will paste this link. Okay, I will copy this link and I will put it here so that you can go to this link and you can type. You can type the journal name. For example, in India, we have a very famous journal called EPW. We can check whether EPW is indexed in Scopus, right? So yeah, it is indexed. Okay. So this is indexed. Okay. So this is there. So one more thing is that See, what I suggest is that you can go to this UGC care list. Okay, so UGC had what they had done is that they made this UGC care list one, group one, and group two. I think you might know, otherwise I will tell. So I'm sure. I'm just telling. I'm just answering that question. Yeah. So this is very important, and you have to see very careful that UGC care list group one. Below that, journals found qualified through UGC CAT protocol. Okay, so if you click here, you can find the list of journals which is approved by UGC by their own protocol. Okay, protocol in the sense they have their own method of scrutinizing the journals which they get for the same in UGC list. So now here is another one, UGC CAR list 2. Okay. So this journal index is globally recognized. Okay. So this is nothing to be done with the UGC protocol. Okay. This is done by the Elsevier. Okay. So here we have the Scopus source list. Okay. So this was the link I pasted before. If you click here, it will take you to the Scopus. Okay. Here you can type the journal name and you can check if it is listed in Scopus. At the same time, you can go here and you can check if the journal is listed in UGC CAM list. It will take you to the second another window and you can check. Here they have the discipline wise like science, social sciences. I think most of them will be in social sciences. So also you can check title wise or ISSN number, condition like that. So otherwise you can click here and it will take you to the other window. You can see the list of journals listed in UGC Catalyst. Okay, Catalyst 1, this is Catalyst 2. See, Catalyst 1 is prepared by the UGC. Okay, but Catalyst 2 is prepared by globally by this LC. Okay, so the journal in which I published or in which I showed you my application experience is that it belongs to Scopus list. At the same time, it belongs to SSCI index. SSCI, Social Sciences Citation Index. Okay, so it's like that. Okay, it's a long process, and most importantly, I will show one more thing. If you see, this is another journal. This journal name is International Journal of International Migration and this is the decision letter. Okay, in that they asked me to do only one change. Okay, the reviewer one. Okay, the p-value represented text rewrite is that is the only correction they asked me to do. So we get a lot of experience when we start publishing when we start submitting our article. Okay. So what I always see is that we should always start submitting our article. That's what I suggest you. Somebody is asking UGC CAR listening. Okay, this is the UGC catalyst. So what I suggest is that suppose if you want to publish, then you want to submit it. Okay, because in lot of research So after that, after it goes for the review, the reviewer will set this or her decision, and it is up to the editor to take a final decision. Okay. So in some case, the reviewers may say that it is publishable with the publication, but editor may feel that it is not publishable under this edition also. So in that case, the decision will be rejected. So in some case, in which I showed my that they have mentioned it can be publishable to pre-review. Okay, so in that case, after receiving the comments from the reviewers, what we have to do is that we have to make all the changes. Then again, the editor will send for pre-review. So the pre-review process, it may go to the same reviewer, okay, reviewer panel, or it may go to a new reviewer. Okay, so it all depends on the journal what they decide. So this was the process, and finally the final decision is with the editor. Whatever the reviewer says, the reviewer takes the decision. So this was the process. First, it will go for this review, and then if it is okay in that process, then it will go for review. And in review, if the editor feels that okay, we can go for these, then they send for the publication. So like that, these are the major steps. But your article can be accepted at any stage. Okay, even at the test review, it can be selected. Even at the review phase, it can be selected. Even at the last stage, the pre-review stage also, it can be selected.
So now this article is like, what is that, like when we are writing the review of literature, even then also do we have a like number or the limitation, like how many literatures have to be reviewed? Is there any numbering on that?
See, actually, when you see the reference list, actually, so we usually say that the references we should put at least 30 to 50. Okay, so that will be reflecting on your introduction and will be reflecting on your discussion because in those places only you will be using the literature.
Yes.
So normally when we go for publication, very standard journal, they will, of course, they will see the differences, how much you have covered, how much literature you have studied. Studying in the sense, how much it will be reflected on your references. Right?
Correct, correct.
So it should be there. Whatever you are putting in the material, the article, it should be reflected on it. So that is there. Yeah, it will play a major role.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you very much for answering this.
MC team, you can ask for feedback now. MC team, please, you can ask for feedback.
I request please give your valuable feedback saying thank you, more than good. It's simple. Feedback.
So please post the feedback link in the chat box, and you can also post the feedback link in the slide.
I request if you have any questions, please raise your questions and get a valuable answer from Honorable Speaker. Thank you, sir, for this informative and wonderful speech.
Shall we close this session? Or still we have time?
Yes, sir. We can proceed to the final part of the session. MCT?
Yeah.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for this informative and wonderful speech. We hope all the participants have got informative and knowledge through this session. Now we welcome Ms. V. Sneha from 2nd MBA, ordinary for delivery a vote of thanks. I deem it a great honor and a privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. Let me first of all start by giving a glory to the Almighty God for making today occasion a resounding success. First and foremost, I think you are our special guest, Dr. H. Aragiraj, follow International Institute Immigration Development, Kerala in India, who despite his busy schedule has found the time to grace this occasion. And I also express my heartfelt thanks. MBA, MPhil, PhD, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science, Coordinator of IQAC. We kindly thank you, Dr. C. Amadaselvi, MCom, MPhil, PGDCA, MBA, PhD, Director, Department of Business Administration. I thank you, well-wisher of Dr. S.M. Meenarani, MSc, MPhil, PGDCA, PhD for her stewardship, support of vision and commitment for the FDP. We heartily thank spine of our department, Dr. P. Subanti, MBA, MPhil, PhD, Head of the Department of Business Administration. My heartfelt thanks to the head of various departments and the faculty for their variable contributions. I owe special gratitude to the department faculty who have worked hard to ensure that this occasion became a memorable success. I thank all destination invites present here accepting our invitation. I thank the members of the FDP program in covering the event and all good hearts. Finally, I leave you with this inspiring quotes. Saying thank you is more than good memories. It is a good spiritual. Once again, I thank you for all your attention. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.